Chapter 5. The Dawn That Broke an Empire. By the time the first pale line of dawn touched the valley, Saladin already knew the truth. His army would not survive another day like the last. The desert was quiet. Too quiet. No wind. No whisper of movement. Just an eerie stillness, like the world itself was holding its breath. Men rose slowly from the ground, stiff from cold and fear. Some clutched their canteens, only to find them empty. Some searched for horses that had wandered off in the night. Others simply sat, staring into the sand as if they expected nights to rise out of it. Saladin stepped out of his tent, and for the first time, even his commanders looked drained. Not physically, but spiritually. One spoke in a low voice. "My Sultan, the men say they cannot face that boy again." Another added, they believe, truly believe, that God has chosen him. A third said nothing. But the way he avoided Saladin's eyes said everything. This wasn't an army anymore. This was a shadow of one. Saladin looked toward the east. The sun crept over the horizon like a slow-burning judgment, and with it came the weight of reality. The boy king, Baldwin, had done the impossible. Not with numbers, not with strength, but with courage and timing so precise it felt supernatural. 500 knights had become a legend overnight. And legends are harder to fight than armies. As dawn brightened, a small cloud of dust appeared far across the valley. Not large enough for an army. Barely large enough for a patrol. A crusader scouting party. Just 6 or 7 men. But the reaction it caused was devastating. Entire lines of Ayyubid soldiers recoiled. Some grabbed weapons with shaking hands. Others moved behind shields instinctively. A few simply backed away like they were facing the same force that had shattered them on the ridge. 6 men. 6. Saladin watched his troops with a hollow feeling in his chest. This was what defeat looked like. Not bodies on a field, but spirit collapsing from the inside. He called his standard bearer. "We ride," he said quietly. The man hesitated. "Toward them, my Sultan?" "No," Saladin answered. "Away." His commanders bowed their heads, not in shame, but in grim acceptance. This wasn't retreat anymore. This was survival. The order spread through the valley, and for the first time in Saladin's long, legendary career, he led a withdrawal he couldn't control. The army didn't march. It fled, not from Baldwin's cavalry, but from Baldwin's memory. The boy king, sick with leprosy, barely able to hold a sword, had done what no general before him could do. He made Saladin afraid of a ghost. By midday, the Ayyubid banners were nothing but dots fading into the desert heat. And somewhere back on that ridge, Baldwin, exhausted, trembling, wrapped in pain, stood victorious over a battle no historian ever fully understood. A boy had broken an empire. A ridge had rewritten destiny. And 500 knights had carved their names so deep into history. They still echo today. Now, bro, let me ask you. How do you think the world would remember Baldwin if he hadn't been sick? Would he have gone down as the greatest battlefield mind of his age? Or was his illness part of the miracle that made him unstoppable?